It has been quite a long time since I made one of these. Last time I talked about death, in a video that I don't recommend you to watch if you are younger than 18 or sensitive to the topic. So today, let's talk about something a little more happy. Memes! I like memes, don't you? Of course you do. You're a teenager or a young adult watching this video. Hell, you probably just got off Twitter or Discord where you most certainly were looking at memes. Memes are quite an interesting topic if I'm being honest. They are the equivalent of an inside joke but are something that millions of people can get into and laugh with. Memes can elevate something's popularity if it has striking imagery or is just funny out of context. Some memes on their own could be the topic of a C-Talks, but today I want to talk about an aspect about memes that I don't like. In fact, it's one that I genuinely fucking despise. So in case you don't know, I like characters in media. In fact, I have 2 whole series where I break them down to see the good and the bad in them. Now tell me, when I say Joker 2019, what comes to your mind? Could it be a character study in one of pop culture's greatest antagonists? Could it be a think piece on how mental health is seen by the world around us, and how those with mental problems are ignored until it's too late? Nah, of course not! All you thought about was the funny dancing and the random miscellaneous quotes from the movie that sound funny out of context. Oh, and of course, let's not forget a fantastic work of art that people will not take seriously because of the jokes and memes. And those who actually appreciate it for what it is are seen as pretentious or snobby, unless they join in on the ha-has. Now, does that sound a little much? Probably, so let's look at another example. Sonic. A franchise that already struggles to keep its footing is now in even worse shape because of its fans and their inability to differentiate between a legit complaint that could improve a series going forward and a joke. Doesn't help the fact that the Twitter account of the franchise is used for unfunny jokes to connect with the kids and man-children that use social media, instead of, I don't know, doing something productive. Now, those 2 examples were a franchise and a movie, not characters. Yeah, I just wanted to show you that this extends not only to characters but also media you consume. Now then, let's get to the characters, shall we? Arthur Fleck is a mentally ill man that lives with his mother on what could be described as low middle class. He constantly struggles with a world that doesn't care about him and his problems, not to mention his condition to uncontrollably laugh. However, one day, after being assaulted in a train, he finally has a feeling of power over his life. And after the deed is done, the adrenaline and fear culminate in one of the most beautifully shot scenes in the last decade. But let's ignore that and just make fun of how he says society and dances. Sonic the Hedgehog is a character that varies from version to version. In one, he could be the leader of a resistance that fights to reclaim the world from a dictatorship. In another, he's an environmentalist that fights to make sure the world he lives in is peaceful and without conflict. In other, he could be an alien that landed on Earth and has to stay hidden, but deep down all he wants is just companionship and friendship. But one thing is always certain, he's always willing to give his all to save his friends and the world they live in, no matter the version. He has a snarky attitude and he's very cocky, but that's just to give everybody around him a feeling that everything will be okay. Yeah, but like, DeviantArt fan art bad lol. Sonic has had a rough 3D history. Sonic was never good. Sonic is a total asshole to Tails, Lamau. Haha, gotta go fast! Nagito Komaeda is what could be best described as the deconstruction of Makoto Naegi. I mean, his name is literally an anagram. He, just like Arthur, is mentally ill and has a very unique way to look at status and class, seeing everyone who isn't an ultimate as someone unimportant, subhuman even. while worshipping the floor that ultimates walk on. He sees himself as worthless when, in reality, it's quite the opposite. His luck borders on the supernatural, and for every bad fortune he encounters, he always finds himself in an unnaturally good situation after. He has an almost religious belief in hope, and says that the bigger the despair one feels, the bigger the hope to follow. He is easily one of Danganronpa's most interesting characters. Hope, hope, hope! Bagels! Man, him and Hinata should totally bang! Bagels! Sans is constantly living a waking nightmare, having glimpses into other realities, seeing this child kill everyone he loves as a part of a sick, twisted game. He acts like a funny skeleton man to hide the fact that he would have shot Chris as soon as they stepped out of the ruins. He decides to keep his promised tutorial despite everything that the player does, because she's the first person he had a deep connection with. Patrick Star! Megalovania! Puns! Maybe it's the way you're dressed! By this point I think I know what you're thinking. Saron, you fucking idiot, these are just jokes. They aren't hurting anyone. Why are you so butthurt, you say as a 12-year-old. See, as someone who actually enjoys to learn and also design characters, it kinda irks me that a well-written character gets compressed into a single joke. It kinda devalues what the creator intended. Not to mention that by doing that it leads to flanderization, something that every writer and character should be wary of. Now listen, it's not like this is a serious problem that will ruin media and make stuff less enjoyable thanks to the osmosis that most people use to learn about stuff nowadays. Yet. But it's something that just personally annoys me. By the way, there are many more characters that are just like these four. Here are some examples.
Run for your life! Case closed. This is how your justice ends.
Something I guess I never really mentioned in the other C-Talks is the reason why I even make these videos is because I want to start conversations with you guys. I want to know if you agree or disagree with me and talk about it. Seriously, I want to know what your guys' opinion is on all of this because, fuck it, it's fun to see what people have to say. I want to read the hateful comments that tell me that I suck and that I should probably kill myself. Oh yeah, I read all the stuff you guys type in the comments.
I see everything!
But anyways, as fun as memes are and as uniting as they can be, it's a shame that sometimes you have to sacrifice the audience's ability to look at something and not associate it with a joke. Thank you for watching. I want to thank my Patreon, Razor Roy, who is actually one of my actors. Thanks, man. Tell me what you think in the comments. I always read them. I don't know what to do for next time, but with all this said, this has been Serum Blaster, and I'll see you all next time.